Wow.
Can we sing a song?
Lord. What are you? What's with the fireball?
What's with the fireball? What's in the fireball, bro?
No, what's with it?
I don't know. I'm having a rough start to this podcast. Can I tell you a secret though?
Well, it wouldn't be secret. It'd be blasted out to the mere 1,200 people that are tuned in right now.
1,200 people, bro.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay, I want to tell you a song. It's my favorite. Have you ever been to the desert?
Like just any desert?
Yeah, any desert on a horse with no name.
Yes.
We'll just let it build. I'm just trying. Like, did you enjoy your weekend?
It was great.
Yeah.
That was this fantastic slate of games. Are you just slamming that fireball?
I am.
Wow. Okay.
It's a celebration, bitches.
Oh my God. Over the top. This is over the top.
I just want to ask you a simple question to start. Did 2019 LSU lose more than 2 games?
I think they lost 3, right?
You ever been to Krispy Kreme? You ever had a Krispy Kreme?
Yeah.
Was it crispy?
No.
Right. Okay.
What are we talking about?
I'm just so excited. Tennessee lost. All their fucking fans. I wanted tonight to be like, hey, it's a celebration. But I think it's just after the start we've had. I just want to dunk all over Tennessee. There's not a fan base that deserves this more. Outside of a couple people.
All right. So should we start the podcast?
Have we not started it yet? Here, start it.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the College Football Uncensored podcast, brought to you by Saturday Down South and Texas Pete. I'm your host, Tyler Huck, and with me, as always,
Darude. You know, the thing is this.
That's me.
Dab. Look at my dab. There's not a fan base that deserves this more.
Well, yes, fan base, perhaps. I do feel a little bit bad with the news that Hendon Hooker tore his ACL.
That sucks.
But it's been a long few weeks on the Twitter machine.
Yeah. And the Facebook
with
group.
The Tennessee fan base. And you.
I mean, I just was told nonstop. Here's the thing. I just want one Vol fan to admit it, and then I'll let it go. I want one Vol fan to admit it, and not my good friend Ash from Instagram, who I love dearly, and she left that badass voicemail. By the way, we have the voicemails pulled up?
We do.
Okay. There's several Tennessee fans that I love. Tristan Smith is a guy that I love. I'll say it. I still like that guy. If your team, you talked all that shit, and all you had to do was beat Vandy, Mizzou, and South Carolina. That's it. You could win those 3 games by combined 3 points. And you don't do it. That's an all-time choke job, man.
It wasn't even just that it was, maybe a slip up, poor performance. They lost by damn near 30 points. They gave up 63 points to South Carolina, coming off of a performance against a putrid Florida defense that only gave up 6 points to South Carolina. You then have them score 63 on you.
Yeah.
The very next week. Wow.
That's not a bad point besides the water polo part.
For those of you that are listening to the audio, that would that comment by Chris there probably seems a little out of place.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Because I didn't mention anything about water polo, but he's in the chat. There's a chat going. If you haven't, go to youtube.com. Saturday Down South. We go live on these podcasts every single Sunday and Wednesday.
Live.
What a week. What a weekend.
Have you seen? There's so much to talk about, Tyler.
There is.
Have you been to Saturday Down South Instagram today?
I mean, I've passed by a few posts.
I need you to go to it right now.
Okay.
as we're talking. Also, fun fact about me, I have gotten into One Tree Hill.
Okay, that's interesting. Why is that? Yeah, it's having like a revival, isn't it? On TikTok?
No, I just started watching it. Look at my
Okay.
shirt from the locker room in Auburn, in Montgomery. It's Iron Bowl week. It's rivalry week. I need you to scroll down to the tickets thing.
All right.
This is going to blow your mind.
You know what? I think we should just do this.
Can you share it?
What am I going to?
Cool. This is cool. See, scroll down. So
This
right here, Iron Bowl giveaway.
Okay.
Read the caption.
We are giving away 1 ticket to go to the Iron Bowl with our guy Chris. Wait, what?
They're going to give away a ticket to go attend the Iron Bowl with me. I'm crying.
Oh my God, what's going on?
Like, I'm legitimately like, this means like so much to me. At the same time, I'm like, I can't. What a world we live in. God, my face looks bad now. Isn't that?
So there's a lot of people. So what are we saying? So comment done and follow Saturday Down South and you fan cards.
Take a shot of Fireball.
Wow, there's a lot going on here.
They're gonna give away tickets.
What if it's an Auburn fan?
That'd be even better.
Wow. So you're going to this coming weekend?
Yeah.
With someone random?
Yeah, with a Jeffrey Dahmer, hopefully.
Wow.
Dauhmer. AU. It's gotta be an Auburn fan. Isn't that awesome?
That is cool. Wow, that's really cool. Maybe I should do it.
You should do it. I mean, the people are gonna know that we rig it if you win.
Right, that's true. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Well, that was cool.
Nuts. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Make sure you guys go enter.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. So those in the chat that want to talk Florida, we're going to talk Florida.
Yeah.
Tennessee, of course.
We're going to start there.
Really, the entire top 5. We'll start with the Tennessee-South Carolina game, but the entire top 5 really struggled this weekend to beat. Now, majority of them won, but one particular team did not, and that was Tennessee.
Right. Badly. No, so this happens. This is like there's a weekend every year. Usually it happens the first weekend of November, I feel like, or maybe the second weekend, where there's like, there's a tough week where everyone's kind of caught off guard. I love the fact that Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson, and you knew they were gonna do it, but taking this time to be like, I mean, Alabama played Austin Peay, and so played this team in the SEC, and how bad the scheduling was for the SEC. That does not negate the fact that Michigan looked like shit at home, might I add. Again, Ohio State looked like shit. Now that's on the road against Maryland. It was bad all around. Everyone seemed like they were on upset alert. And listen, it's hard to go undefeated in college football, but we saw TCU do what TCU does. And now here's what I think about that, especially. I had 3 steps of Fireball to start this show.
I was questioning it, but I mean, you do you, baby boo.
We've been live for 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Shit. So here's the thing. Everyone likes, and the committee is included in this. They like to talk shit about how like the TCU, they haven't won handedly. There's been these close games, like blah, blah, blah. There's something to be said for winning games. There's something to be said for winning games against difficult opponents. And we've watched TCU play 5 ranked teams. We watched them play all these games on the road. We watched them play another game on the road against Baylor. I don't know if you guys remember this, but Baylor knocked off Oklahoma a year ago in that setting, right? Like Baylor's been a very good team. Not this year, but they've been a good program. That's a team that went to a New Year's Six Bowl a year ago under Dave Aranda. They've had some struggles this year. But like, stop fucking talking to me about, well, they looked bad because they barely beat this team. If you have a strength of schedule, that is the caveat, because Michigan, you don't belong here. You like, there's never been a time in this season where it's more evident than Michigan is full of shit. Michigan has played fucking no one. They've played every single game at home. It's a fucking joke at this point. Let's bring this up for a second. This is Michigan's schedule, right? They're 11-0, and we have just had a foregone conclusion that they should be in this playoff. They've played at Iowa, at Indiana, and at Rutgers. Those are the only 3 games they've had to play on the road. That's it.
Ugh.
At Indiana, at Iowa, at Rutgers. And we have sat here and pretended like, well, you know what, man? They just get it done in a different way, man. They run the football. They're tough. They're hard-nosed. No, the fuck they're not. It's a joke.
Well, I will say that is their MO, is running the ball with Blake Corum. He got hurt in the first half of that game, and they just looked like absolute shit with him out of the game.
Right. It's tough.
If he's not back for Ohio State next week,
yeah, he's back.
I don't think you can. I mean, I know he didn't tear his ACL or anything like that, but I mean, he only had one carry in the second half, and it's not like they were leading comfortably. So clearly, he was too hurt.
They were not leading at all.
Exactly. Now Ohio State, like Michigan, had 4 field goals in the second half. That's how they won, including the last second one. Ohio State at least scored a little bit more. It was actually, that was a closer game than it actually ended up looking, because they had like a little scoop and score at the end for to increase the lead. But
of course they did.
They were in a shootout with Maryland.
Maryland is not a bad offensive team, but they're not a good team.
No, they're not. And that was on the, and CJ Stroud, like, he didn't have a very good game. I mean, it came down to Dallin Hayden, who, not even Travion Henderson, 146 yards, 3 touchdowns. Who's going to win the Heisman right now?
They're going to give it to CJ Stroud, flat out.
Yeah.
It's fucking horseshit, but they'll give it to him. I mean, because now Hendon's out because of an injury. Yeah, CJ Stroud with his 60% completion percentage against that defense, he will stroll into New York and win the Heisman. Because here's the thing, because now he gets to go play against a Michigan team who we're taught that is a good defensive, tough-nosed, hard-nosed team, and they're not. They're not. They're soft. They're soft, and they haven't been fucking tested. It's like, here's the thing. This title of this episode is the Week 12 recap.
Crazy.
If it's Week 12 and you haven't been tested yet, fucking check yourself. Like that. I mean, that is outrageous at this point.
Well, you can only play the schedule you're given.
You make that schedule, Tyler. You make that schedule. They played UConn, they played Hawaii, and they played Colorado State. 2 of those teams are the worst teams in the world. And the UConn win is better than half their fucking conference wins.
Yeah, it is. Although UConn lost to Army this weekend.
Yeah.
And then Navy beat UCF.
That is true. I don't know
what a weekend for the service academies.
Can we also say, hold on, let me get it. I'm going to say it. Give me a second. I'm going to say it, Miguel.
So the line's 8.5 for Ohio State in that game.
What about the fact?
Interesting.
Well, I don't know if they have the actual song. How about them fucking jackets, baby?
I was wondering whose fight song that was.
That wasn't our best.
Yeah, takes down UNC on the road. I had 2 of my neighbors that went to Georgia Tech over at my house for that game, sitting here at the bar watching it with them, celebrating. Yeah. I was rooting for them.
I loved it. Didn't allow a point in the second half. How crazy is that?
Against a guy who, hell, after this weekend, had they won handily like they should have over Georgia Tech, Drake May might have been the favorite for the Heisman.
He should have been.
But not now.
Not now.
Although, did you see that play at the end? I mean, he threw a laser off his back foot, and the dude just dropped it.
For a touchdown?
Yeah. That was tough. But
I don't think he means that.
This?
I'm a huge fan of the chat on the screen as you go.
Maybe he does. I don't know.
No. Yeah, what was your favorite part of the weekend? Besides
I love the TCU play at the end where they just literally sprinted onto the field and the guy just drills the field goal like they've been.
Fire drill. Can you say that now?
I don't know. Probably not. Personally, as a Florida State fan, love to see Florida get beat by Vandy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And shout out to Vandy, by the way. 2 SEC wins in a row. One over Kentucky, who has proven to be not that good of a team. And
no, Kentucky?
Oh, I mean,
that's crazy.
They've got a first-round pick at quarterback. We know that. But no, and then they beat Florida at home, pretty convincingly, honestly.
Yeah.
Wasn't very flukish. I just I don't know, man. That was fun. The Georgia Tech thing was cool. Man, the night game, USC UCLA was
I was
awesome.
watching One Tree Hill, bro.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. I don't want to hear you comment anything about USC for the rest of the fucking year. If you were watching One Tree Hill while they played UCLA.
Have you watched One Tree Hill? There's so like. First off, let me explain something to you right now. UCLA USC was a close game. Dan is Lucas's and Nate's father, and they live in the same town. Tyler, you don't get it. Okay, this is the best part. This might have been my favorite part. Was William Gray bringing up the point? Vandy storming the field in slow, orderly fashion. Can you bring up a video of this? Can you bring up a video on Twitter of this? When Vandy stormed the field, there was a single file line coming out of the stands onto the field, and it was fucking hilarious.
I did see that right before we came on here. Now I don't remember where it was, so I got to find it real quick.
Just find it on Twitter.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Bama got stopped at the goal line at one point against Austin P. Fireball going up.
How many shots have you taken at this point?
4.
Why are you doing that? That seems.
We have to work tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So here's.
I don't want to be anything other than what I've been trying to be lately.
The sound in the background.
If you're listening to this on TV or listening to this on the podcast thing, we're showing the actual video, and it's just now dawned on me there's not VIP seats at Vandy. Them slowly walking onto the field is one of the saddest and most Vandy things ever. How fucking incredible is that?
Here's another video that I loved from the weekend. Let's see if I can share this here. This is fun. We should do this more often.
I know.
Halftime of the Texas A&M game. Did you see this?
Yeah, but Bama's look just as bad.
Oh my. No, it was not as bad as this. There's legitimately probably 1,000 people in the stands.
Yeah,
I mean they beat UMass 20-3.
So they become the only team in the country that has not scored 30 points. I think maybe in Power 5, 30 points or more against an FBS team.
How do you not do that against UMass?
Wait, surely they've scored 30 points at some point.
Probably not this year.
No.
20.
Yeah, that was bad. You guys look good against Louisiana. K-State jumped back up again. Fucking Notre Dame is going to end the season on a high note, which I hate.
Them and USC is going to be a great game, though.
Notre Dame, USC? No, it's not.
Why not?
USC is going to kill them.
I don't think so.
Well,
what's the line?
Shit, Tyler.
What's the line?
78.
Damn, that is pretty high.
Wait, Georgia Tech is 5-6.
I know they're playing Georgia, so they're not going to make a bowl. But
you don't know that it's happened.
I don't. USC is favored by 6.5 at home.
I'm watching the 4th and 11 right now. Oh god, he just dropped it. He did just drop it,
and that was a great throw by Drake.
It was a great throw. Those uniforms are so sick too. They should never not wear those uniforms.
Tech?
No, those are good too though. I like the Tech. Yeah. Tech road uniforms are good. No, okay, so here's let's go back to a couple of our things. You're talking about USC, UCLA, and I hijacked that with my talk about
One Tree Hill.
I think One Tree Hill. That game kind of played out exactly how we thought it would. I wish DTR didn't have so many turnovers. That kind of fucked it up.
The total was 77.5, and they skyrocketed past it.
Way past it, 93. I was thinking about that too because I was like, if it's a 77, that means it's all it's got to do is hit like what 38 to 35. That's not even that much.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. They were at 42. I'm sorry, they were at 41 in the first half. But UCLA coming out to a fucking 14-0 start, and you kind of thought that maybe they have a chance to do this. And you know, like you haven't been around this rivalry as much. I'm sure not a lot of people have, but like USC, they're fucking douchebags about this rivalry. They're fucking douchebag. Yeah,
How
and they'll
have you been around the rivalry?
Allie's family, they all, a bunch of them went to USC. Her brother played.
Oh,
Her
okay.
sister graduated from there, and her brother he played tennis there. And they just like they just, you know, we own UCLA, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, like, whatever.
I mean, it was a great game.
Yeah,
It really was.
Yeah. The slate of night games is really good.
Yes. Yeah, I couldn't stay awake for the Oregon Utah game, but
yeah, how'd that look? It ended up being close.
Yeah. Bo Nix ended up playing in that game. Cam Rising was awful. No touchdowns, 3 picks.
Let me see that.
But yeah, a lot of people in the chat have been wondering about the Florida Vandy game, what that means for Florida long term. First off, I mean, we can definitely say that Vandy is much improved.
Yeah.
And I will say, Vandy only had 283 yards of offense in this game, and Florida had 445. Yeah.
And it really wasn't close.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a look ahead spot, but it's Vandy, so you can't really.
Oh, Florida was looking ahead to Florida State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that you don't think that that's in the realm of possibilities?
I don't know.
Okay. But Florida, I think they opened with a field goal, but then Vandy scored a touchdown, and Florida never led for the rest of the game. I mean, it was, you know, Ray Davis had a great game for Vandy, 122 yards rushing. I don't know. Florida just penalties, man. Like their penalties, and some of that Napier will get fixed. I think Chris in the chat was asking, like, is this like, you know, what does this mean for Florida long term? I don't think it really means anything.
Nothing.
Long term.
I was trying to say this to somebody else earlier. Like we do this so much. Like, you know, what does this mean for, you know, the grand scheme of things and big picture? Like, what can we take away from this? Listen, in year one, and we'll use this because it's the best program in the country right now. But like, Kirby lost to Tennessee. He lost to Vanderbilt. He lost to Georgia Tech. He lost to like every rival they had in year one. Yeah. And look at the program now. Like, you're fine. Year one, Saban lost to Louisiana Monroe. You're fine. You're fine. Like in my opinion, shit like this happening at the end of year one, you kind of almost rather have happen. And because it's like, we got a lot of shit. Like this doesn't do like the kind of stuff like where you had Mullen. Mullen reached a New Year's Six game in his first 3 years at Florida, right? He went 21-5 his first 2 seasons. This kind of stuff kind of helps like bring up like the, for lack of better words, I'm just looking at my face right now though. So I'll say brings up the blackheads. Like it kind of brings I feel like my face does not look good. It's very red.
Well, you've been slamming liquor. My God, sir. Yeah, I mean they're going to recruit. They're already recruiting at a high level despite the bad performance on the field. And I shouldn't say they look bad. I mean, they just, from game to game, you never know what you're going to get.
Right.
And that's just the product of, you know, he took over a roster of a bunch of players that weren't his. He's trying to figure it out throughout the year. I wouldn't let this year be an indictment on Napier. I actually think he's done a lot more with Florida than Cristobal's done with Miami. Obviously. I mean, Miami looks awful. Oh, yeah. Okay, yes. Let's talk about this.
Ben Watson can get fucked.
Was that real, though?
I think Ben Watson actually was taking it pretty seriously. The amount of people that were like the amount of people that I saw that were like, dude, he should have known better. If anybody should have known better, it was like, you don't do it with Ben Watson. The amount of Georgia fans that I've seen and people like on social media that talk shit on social media that were like, dude, like you should have known better. Like Peter Burns made an offhand comment and he was like, that's not what your wife sent me. Ha ha. If you missed the entire thing.
Oh, I can pull it up.
Yeah, pull it up. This is awesome that we can do this. So Peter Burns, they're on like the show, and I can tell you firsthand, so much of this was like theatrics, right? Yeah. Jesus, Willie Gray.
Yeah, Florida had to get rid of one of their recruits
for saying the N-word.
Yeah, he was white.
Michael, trying to come to Ole Miss for the Egg Bowl. Stay with my buddy Michael Luger here.
When is the Egg Bowl? Because I thought you were going to the Iron Bowl.
It's on Thursday, so there's actually is time.
Oh,
I know.
talk about a hell of a weekend.
I know. Anyway, so basically Peter Burns makes a joke and he says, like, that's not what your wife sent me. And people got really upset about it, which was like the dumb. Here we go. Just watch Peter Burns.
Did you not get the memo on the suits? We all went dark today. You're like Easter service. Y'all kind of
Get the volume.
As long as I get the text from my wife that says I look good. Oh, really? Send me the text, babe. Send me the text. It's not the one she sent me.
So if you can't hear it, basically what he said was, as long as I get a text from my wife saying, like, as long as I look good and she says I look good and I get that text, then it's fine. And then Peter Burns is like, that's not what you sent me. And I think Ben Watson actually kind of got upset. Ben Watson has like 7 kids.
So this is like a Will. Well, they say it, but
Yeah.
like, was it like it was like a Will Smith thing? Like, no,
I'm assuming it was just a joke. Like, I'm assuming it was just a joke because, like, we're all adults here, and like you can see Peter. Like, I know Peter Burns like personally, and there's not a bone in his body that would be like, let me see if I can get under his skin by making fun of his wife or some shit. Like, there's not a bone in his body that would do that. So it was so stupid, and then it kind of came up as like, I don't know. It seemed like he got a little bit upset, regardless. And then they came back from commercial, and I think this is a lot of it is theatrics, but it was talked about for sure.
Did you have him keep your wife's name out of his mouth? Huh? We'll see how Peter Burns.
I mean, that's
not real.
Can't be.
And
if it is, Ben Watson looks like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
we haven't even talked about Ole Miss.
I know we have to because Michael Luker's here. I want to read you a text that he sent me yesterday. It says, Chris, I love you. You're the best person at this in the country. I don't know a single podcaster I would rather be friends with. You have great muscles. What?
You just making all this up as you go?
Yeah, for sure. Oh boy. So this is what he said. He said, and I don't think he's wrong. You tell me if he's wrong here, okay? Ole Miss and Ole Miss fans have given Lane Kiffin everything he wants, everything he's asked for. We have matched his NIL requests. We've even exceeded them. We've come out in droves for big-time games. We've raised his pay to show our commitment to him. It's beyond time for him to show some commitment to us. What we watched on the field this week was unacceptable considering what happened this week. I love Lane Kiffin. I hope he stays, but I'm an Ole Miss fan. I support the university, and I'm not about to beg for a coach to stay just to treat us like a placeholder. It's time for him to step up and make a commitment too. I don't think he's wrong.
That's exactly how I felt about Jimbo Fisher until he left.
Right.
Always flirting with somebody in the offseason. It's annoying as hell. And honestly, I mean, it's an unfortunate look at the fact that a lot of us as fans or even as alumni get pissed that these coaches don't view it the same way as us. But for them, it's largely just a job. And it's just kind of when shit like this happens where every single offseason Lane Kiffin's like putting his name out there, at least his agent is, it's just a reminder about how much of a business it is. And that's unfortunate, but it's just the way of the world, I guess. But
yeah,
what's your opinion on all that? You think he's like, they look bad in this game?
What did I tell you was going to happen? I said they were going to get beat by Arkansas and he was going to leave for the Auburn job. Kind of nailed it.
And they did have 700 yards of offense.
And they managed like 14 points.
God.
Like, I don't even know how you do that.
Damn. So, Judkins and Evans had over 200 yards rushing.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I don't even know how you do that.
And so did Rocket Sanders.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think he's gone. I think he's going to Auburn. I think he clear, like, this reminds me of this. So, and Michael, you might remember this game. You might be too young, actually, now that I think about it, because you're probably too young. So Michael grew up as a Bama fan, and it goes to Ole Miss now. But in 2002, Alabama was playing Auburn, and Bama was like a 10-win team. I think that at this point in the season they were like 8-2 or something like that. Maybe if they were 9-2, maybe even 9-1. Their lone loss was to Georgia in October. Georgia was like a 13-1 team, and they played Auburn. in the Iron Bowl, and Auburn was abysmal. Bama had won the year before. Auburn was pretty bad that season. There was no reason for them to beat Alabama. Bama was a top 10 team. So Bama had 2 losses. They lost to number 2 Oklahoma on the road, and they lost by 2 points to Georgia, who was number 7 at the time. They go into this game at 9-2, and they're playing Auburn, who's unranked at the time. And Auburn has all 3 of their starting running backs out. They have Cardinal Williams out. They have Ronnie Brown out. They have whoever the back is. They're starting a white kid, number 22. This is awesome. This is what I've been trying to tell you we should do. And they end up losing the game. And we find out later, I'm like, how the fuck did we lose 17-7 in this game? And they announced that Dennis Francione is leaving to A&M. This is, by the way, this is exactly what I've been saying we need to do. This is awesome.
Okay.
This is fucking great. Like, this is what I've been trying to figure out with the StreamYard thing. So anyway, the whole thing of it is like, it felt like very much so that Lane had kind of made his choice. And you know how Lane is too. He's not good. God, this is fucking great. He's not great. He's not great at like masking his emotions. I feel like he probably said he was gone, or is saying that like, I don't know, guys, and like probably beating around the bush. But I also know like Lane well enough to know the fact that like there's a lot of shit that was being talked about last night about my friends on the sideline crew with Cole Kubelik and the broadcast team.
Why was that?
So Ole Miss fans were, Michael, I love you. This isn't about you. Ole Miss fans were being bitches about the loss, and they were upset because they were saying how unprofessional it was, about how like they were talking about, God, look at this. This looks so good. Look at that. You got the college football uncensored up here in the corner. This looks awesome. They were saying how like it's unprofessional. They should not have been announcing who. They were saying shit like who they think will leave with him if he goes to Auburn. Cole went to Auburn. But you had a bunch of people that were basically just kind of throwing them under the bus like it was their fault and how unprofessional they are. And like, if you've watched Cole Kubelik and Tom Hart and Jordan Rogers do a broadcast, I don't know if professional is the first word I would come up with. It's so much fun. Like they eat corn dogs and fucking turkey legs in the fucking booth. And they like, it's like you're hanging out for like Tom Hart.
That style of broadcasting is very much in right now as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I guarantee you, listen, if we're being honest right now, Ole Miss fans, if we're being honest, if that was happening to Arkansas or Auburn and they were saying it about Auburn to Ole Miss fans would not feel this way. They're upset because they're fans, and that's understandable, and I get that. But they're upset because they're fans, and that's about it. I can go see my mom tomorrow. I'm super pumped.
So it should be interesting to watch that Egg Bowl now. Is Kiffin like clearly on the way out? I mean,
Right.
Meanwhile, Cadillac's got Auburn rolling. Maybe they hire Cadillac.
Dude, I was so happy that at that. Oh, you know what you should do? Hold on.
What should I do?
Bring up the video that I did. Now that we can do this.
What video?
Go to Saturday Down South YouTube.
All right. You fill the time on the air because that's weird.
Yeah, I got you. No. I think the Cadillac thing. I thought Western Kentucky was going to win this game. It was a 5-yard. Oh shit! It was a 5-point spread. From what do you call it? From Vegas, which I thought was kind of interesting. Here, I'm going to post it in the comments here, bud. Look, it's posted.
Is this the Carnell Williams could be the next head coach?
Right. So anyway, it was a 5-point spread. Western Kentucky's a 7-4 team. They're not a bad team. They scored 2 touchdowns right before the end of the first half. I was kind of surprised that they were not going to stay in this game like more, but it's a testament to Cadillac, man. Cadillac has done such a great job. Listen, do you see my color of this shirt? You know I'm a huge Auburn fan. Look at go to the start. Look at these graphics. Look at this graphic at the start of it. Can we just take a minute, pause it once you get to it? Why is it taking so long? Why is it not showing the beginning? There it is. Pause it. Can we just take a second and talk about your boys' fucking graphic design skills and how far they've come?
Is that the Polar Express?
I made that. Yeah. I just realized it is. It's just Christmas Express.
You should have put Lane right there where it says Christmas Express.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for taking away from any of the stuff that I did. That looks good, though, right?
Yeah. So who's this guy that you interviewed?
It's Duke the Scoop. This is my boy. He's awesome.
I don't know. Scoop.
So anyway, no, but like talking about this game, like this is a testament to yet again. It's just happened twice or two. This show is getting too professional. 2 to 3 games, they have been able to put up so many points in the second half, and that was the thing that plagued Harsin is that he like was not able to do that. You know what I mean? I don't get it. But I love what Cadillac's doing. We don't have to work tomorrow, so we're fine. I love what Cadillac's doing.
We is strong.
Well, thanks, no, I thought it was really impressive. I hope they hire Cadillac because I think that would be a terrible hire.
Yeah.
But maybe. I also do think that he should get a shot. Legitimately, I think he should get a shot. And
if they beat Bama this weekend,
yeah. Can you imagine? Like this never happens in Bryant-Denny, but like if somebody wins a trip to go to the Iron Bowl with me and it's like a kick six situation, can you fucking imagine?
That would not go well.
No, it would not.
Let's see what other games. We've neglected to talk about the Georgia game thus far.
That was fun.
I was like watching a Big Ten team. Big Ten game, I should say.
Yeah, they looked fine. You know what I will say? Biggest takeaway out of this game, and you're gonna think I'm kidding. You know who I was very impressed with in this game?
I do not.
Will Levis.
No.
Yeah.
Say it so. No, he was actually pretty decent in this game. I will say that.
He threw several balls in this game that were NFL caliber throws. They were NFL first round caliber throws.
Is it a change in scheme? Is it they don't have Wendell, our boy?
Wendell
anymore? Their offense, and I mean, granted, you played Georgia, who's got a very good defense, but their offense just isn't fun to watch.
This is the fucking best. Look, why would you not watch this show right now?
Yeah, you're right. I mean,
I don't know if we're allowed to be sharing this.
Yeah, I don't either.
This is one of the balls I was talking about right here. That was a great throw. He had another one down the same sideline where he threw it in between two men. And now this is what I didn't understand. They were so hell-bent on trying to get outside and stretch the edge or set the edge, I think, actually. Get out of the way, ref, you dumb fucking moron. With UK or with Georgia, I think. Kentucky's not fast enough and they weren't physical enough to do that. And the other part of it was like you saw it happen 3 times in that exact drive right there in that exact series when you had like 2nd and 1, and instead of just doing anything like there was never a time where Will Levis was going to keep the ball. There was never a time he was going to put it in the belly, pull it back out, and then go. It looked fucking awful. Kentucky was never going to be in this game. Like, I don't care what the score was. This game never felt close.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess you're definitely right about that. I mean, if they had gone down on that 4th and 1 on the opening drive and actually got that, I mean, the game started out with the dude kneels it on the 4-yard line.
Yeah.
Which is just, I mean, hell of a way to start the game against Georgia.
Yeah.
Especially when you take the ball.
What's that?
Like when Georgia defers, so you accept you're getting the ball first, and like your first drive starts on the 4-yard line.
Okay, so but did you see how that happened? Did you watch that part?
Yeah, how he fielded it, right?
He fielded it, but then also they were like, okay, so this is going to be that was a good ball. They basically were saying how this was going to be he had a fair catch and it shouldn't have been a fair catch. So they called it dead. So they were first saying that it was going to be at the 25-yard line. Then they backed up to like the 4. And then Mark Stoops used his fucking challenge. The only one he gets for the whole game on the opening kickoff. The opening kickoff. He
knew that was important. I was surprised they got out and as deep into Georgia territory as they did.
But Gary,
you end up going for it on the 4th and 1. I mean, what that would have been close to a 50-yard field goal, wouldn't have?
This is when I knew he was done. Right here, when he got hit right there. Because he had that shoulder, he had that AC joint. It's not a throw.
Oh, that was a bad decision there. That was a classic Levis there.
Yeah, that was.
I thought Ringo was about to return that for a pick 6
interceptions. Too. Love it.
Okay. Tackle. But yeah, I mean, Georgia, obviously, a little bit of a disappointing game on offense for Georgia. But I mean, it's hard to bitch too much. I mean, I think most people thought this year that would be one of the tougher games on the schedule.
Yeah,
It
I
didn't
did.
end up being that tough, but Bennett was okay. I mean, he had
he's
no
awesome.
touchdown passes. Kenny McIntosh had a career day, so shout out to him. But Georgia just, I mean, it was just kind of a ho-hum performance. I don't know. Like, there not much to really say about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Kentucky has really fallen off towards the back end of this year.
Almost like they weren't that great of a team at the start. Also, how fucking awful does Brock Bowers look? Like physically, he looks. Well, you might get mad about this, but
what, balding?
His hairline is awful.
Yeah. Well, the good news is he's probably 19 and I'm 36, so
true. Yeah,
I don't feel that bad. But did you see the picture of what was it, Ladd?
Him
is that where you saw it? That's that.
Darnell Washington.
I was shocked that was Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
Like, I just did not.
You know who he looks like? He looks like this guy. People are like really happy about this. This looks good. This whole thing looks good. Take it off because this is not we're not allowed to show this. Just so you know. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure, we're not allowed to be showing those highlights. You can't tell me that hairline is natural. It was tough. He looks like the guy who does like the YouTube, or I'm sorry, the Instagram videos where he makes fun of like. It's hard to explain. I'll show you later. I'm ready for bed, huh? That fireball got me.
Yeah, fire me up, dude.
What are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I'm hosting at my house.
Thanks for the invite, dickhead.
Hosting my family at my house.
Again, thanks for the invite. All right, what else we can talk about? Let's look at.
We've got some voicemails.
Oh yes, get it.
Now we're not gonna play all of them, but we're gonna play some of them.
Play them.
All right, hold on.
I don't want to be anything other than
Huck, David Carter. Wow. I'm excited. I'm confused. How the fuck did we just beat the fifth-ranked team in the country? I mean, granted, I bet Tennessee to cover the spread, thinking after the way we played against Florida, there's no way in hell we're scoring more than 10 points against Tennessee. And we hang 63 points on the fifth-ranked team in the country. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know how we're calling our plays offensively. But what we did tonight is what we need to do again next week against Clemson and against whoever we play in our fucking bowl game. Love you guys. Happy Saturday. God bless you all. Go Cox, baby.
I'm glad to get some like positive South Carolina love in there.
Dude. David Carter is such a good dude, man. He's such a good dude. He works in, I think, government or politics or one of the two. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but he like lives in Charleston. He's like, I'll never forget. We were leaving the 2019 Bama South Carolina game, trying to just get home because it's a nightmare trying to get home. We run into him and he's like, "Hey man," and I was like, "David." I was like, "How the fuck do you get out of here?" And he's like, "Dude, you don't. Just come chill with us, have some beers." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, awesome." We just hung with him for like 2 hours and just had a bunch of beers. It was he's the best. Dude. We saw him in Charleston too a while back, and it was a good time. He's a really good dude.
Love that. A couple more here.
Screw you, Rocky Top. Go to hell, Tennessee. You know, you punk ass choke artist. You deserve that. Marler, T-Hop, what's up, buddy? You know, I've had to, it's the same with their stupid ass baseball team. Bunch of cucks. They deserve everything they got and more. They deserve every point that was scored last night. I just sat there. I was like a pig in slop. I wanted to waller around in every South Carolina touchdown and just rub it all over myself. It was just like Waller and his slop. I loved it. Where's your playoff, Tennessee? Where's your Heisman? Throat slash. It's over. Fuck the balls.
Who was that? I need his.
I don't know. Love that. We got a Florida call here.
Please be.
Hey guys, this is your
Yes.
Florida resident here.
He called today.
I really don't know what to say at this point. I was supposed to call yesterday, but
I love this guy.
just couldn't do it. Just couldn't do it. We got beat by the world beater Vanderbilt Commodores. I really don't understand this Florida Gator team. I just wish the season would be over. I really don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how we shut out basically South Carolina and their god tier quarterback Spencer Rattler. At least that's what we found out last night. And then we can't do anything against Vanderbilt worth a damn. Yeah, this is gonna be a good, strong tequila kind of end of the season. Because these guys, I literally can't put my finger on it. I don't know what in the entire hell is going on. I'm not mad with the staff and all of that, but I don't get it. I really don't get it. This was the one game I thought we were probably going to win. And we shit the bed. Now watch us go out and beat the brakes off Florida State next week. I'm going to be pissed if we do too.
No, you won't.
All right. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good one.
What else
He's
we
still
got?
my favorite caller. And dude, I hope that doesn't happen. But if it does, don't act like you'd be mad. You'd love that shit.
That'd be awesome.
Bunch of cucks. That middle call was great.
Yeah.
New AP top 25 poll out. Georgia.
Wait, for voicemails?
Yeah.
I know you're lying, but what did we miss?
No, that's it.
We only had 3? I gotta unbutton my pants. I'm
Whoa. New AP top 25. We'll just read out the top 16, starting from 16, Florida State. 15.
By the way, you guys are in the FPI. You guys are like,
yeah, we're almost top 10. We're 11.
That's fucking outrageous.
Yeah, man.
Y'all are dog shit, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, dog shit.
I will say since our bye, we've looked really good. It also coincides with playing just some really bad teams.
You guys are 11th in the FPI.
Yeah.
You guys are 8-3?
Yeah. Let's go. Beat Florida 9-3.
Now?
Beat Florida 9-3. Win a bowl game. 10 wins in 1 year. Let's go. We're on the way back, baby.
Do you hear Gavin DeGraw right now playing in the background, just getting all amped up?
I wanna be anything New AP poll, top 10, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan, TCU in the top 4. Then you get USC at 5.
USC.
LSU 6, Clemson 7, Bama 8, Tennessee 9, and Oregon wraps up the top 10. So Bama jumped Tennessee.
Yeah, we're a better team than them right now.
That's fair. Somehow UCF still ranked after losing to Navy.
What?
Yeah, they're 25. Ole Miss.
Wow, they're like 6-4.
I don't know how Ole Miss is still ranked. I mean, I don't know. Like every good team they've played, they've lost.
Where's Arkansas? Arkansas's out. Texas in there. Love that. I want to say this too. I love how much we move the fucking goalposts when it comes to some things. Here, let me end on this. Let me end on because we're done here, right?
We're done here.
Okay, let me end on a Bama rant for a second. I sat here and listen. I know that this team would not beat Georgia. I don't.
Yeah, they're a bunch of cucks.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want them to play in the SEC championship game. I don't want them to get boat raced by a team that's superiorly better, that's visibly better. I don't want any of that shit. But I also do want this. I sat here all year telling you guys sat here and told me like Bama was going on the road, playing Texas, playing Arkansas, playing Tennessee, playing LSU, playing in hostile environments all fucking year. And it was, well, Bama doesn't play anybody at first. And then it became, well, Bama's not that good. They barely beat Texas A&M. Well, they had a backup quarterback in that had 3 fucking turnovers. Cool. All fucking year, we've sat here and dogged this team about how awful they are. And this team is not elite. I saw today in the Facebook group, it was, well, they won't even have a top 20 win, and that's not top 25 because you know that top 20 is where we do most of our rankings, right? God,
Right.
Is that Marty? Look at that guy's calves.
Cuck life.
Play here, there, and there, 10-0 or 5-5. They're not 5-5. They're not. And here's the thing. Here's what cracks me up about the Bama thing is that we sat here all year and pretending that they were this like awful team. I read about in fucking Connor's article last week that was like, man, they barely beat Ole Miss. And blah, blah. So you know what they did? They went on the road and they beat Ole Miss. They went on the road and won another fucking road game. Another fucking road game. And all I've heard nonstop about how it's like, listen, Georgia, I think you're the best team in the country. Y'all have not had to go. You saw how difficult it was this weekend. You saw how fucking difficult it was when you played Missouri. Go play Texas. Go play Arkansas. Go play LSU in Death Valley at night. Go do any of those fucking things. But the next time we all come here and sit here and talk about how the dynasty is completely dead and Saban's lost it and blah, 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 when you've had 2 losses by 4 fucking points, I can't wait till next year. Thank you, Michael. I mean, I'm just saying, we sat here all year talking all this shit about how bad Bama was because they looked so bad on the road. I'll tell you what, guys, they played a tougher schedule than almost every other fan base in this comment section. You saw it, Florida. You saw how difficult it was to go to Vandy on the road. Georgia, you saw how difficult it was to go to fucking Kentucky. Georgia, you saw how difficult it was to go to Mizzou. Ohio State, Maryland. Tennessee, you went to South Carolina and got your fucking ass whooped by fucking 5 touchdowns against a South Carolina team that looked like shit the entire season. And you guys want to sit here like, and here's the other thing too. And Tennessee fans, I need you all to really, really listen up when I say this part. Okay. Really listen up. If you beat Alabama one time in 16 fucking years and you do it by 3 points, you better fucking take advantage of that season. You better finish out the year undefeated with a fucking natty and a Heisman and all that other shit. You better do all of those things and check all that shit off your fucking bucket list. Because otherwise, you're going to go into next year and then you got to go back to Tuscaloosa after all the shit you talked and dragging the fucking, crossbars down to the river and dumping them in there. And what'd you do to it? You're going to go to the fucking Sugar Bowl? Congrats, dude. Congrats. Enjoy playing K-State in the fucking Sugar Bowl, you fucking cucks. Nailed it in the show.
All right. We'll see you guys later this week.